Hello. Yes, good evening, everyone. Kedar sir, can you hear my voice?
Good evening, Akshay. Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. So let us start with our today's session, Careers in Chartered Accountancy. And welcome you all on the platform of Career Forecast. And today's topic is very interesting one with very eminent guest of honor today, CA Kedar Lagate. And he will be guiding us throughout the entire session. तुम्हालाही सगळ्यांना प्रश्न पडतो की सीए कसं व्हायचं, सीए झाल्यावर करिअर ऑप्शन्स काय आहेत, सीए नंतर नोकरी की व्यवसाय, बिजनेस करना चाहिए, कंसल्टेंसी करना चाहिए या टॉप ऑडिट फर्म्स में जॉब करना चाहिए. So let us go one by one and we will be guided throughout by Kedar sir, and the astrology careers selection will be taken up by Shri Mandar Kerkar sir. So I will quickly go through what career forecast has to offer for students of standard 10, 12, graduates or those who are confused about their career. So career के बारे में हम confused है, कौन सा stream लेना चाहिए, because आज अगर हम लोग ने stream सही select किया तो life में आगे जाके हमको हमारा career path पूरा set हो जाना चाहिए. So we are having a bunch of services, psychometric test, career counseling and astrology career counseling. So after your psychometric test comes 3 career options. After career counseling comes 2 career options, and after astrology career counseling you become sure of the one career option. So you can log into our website and get the details, and I will be showing you some of the details here, and we will quickly go through the CA session. So why choose career forecast platform for making a career choice? Because we have state of the art artificial intelligently created advanced psychometric test, which is going to cover your personality, emotional intelligence, interest, orientation, style, battery of aptitude and creativity. After you complete your advanced psychometric test, let me make it very clear, it is not a test in the real sense of the term. It is kind of an assessment to assess your inbuilt imbibed skills that you have. A 35-page report which includes top 3 career choices will be generated within 24 hours after you complete your psychometric assessment. See, there is a vast difference between psychometric assessment and the aptitude test which we used to do some 5 or 10 or 15 years back. Okay, so after your psychometric test is completed and a 35-page report is generated, it goes through the student or the candidate goes through a live career counseling session with our career counseling experts. After your career counseling session is completed, you go through astrology career counseling session with our certified astrologer Shri Mandar Kirkar. After your astrology career counsel is completed, you get a recording of that session which you can definitely watch in your entire life. It's valid throughout your entire life and it goes through your dashboard. So let us quickly process what we have in today's lecture. So first of all, I welcome CA Kedar Lagate, our eminent speaker. Kedar sir, welcome for in the today's session.
Thank you, Akshay.
Okay. So first, let me tell you about our guest speaker. So our guest speaker has graduated in commerce from the very famous Jai Hind College in the year 2007. And thereafter he qualified as a company secretary in 2009. And then He also qualified for a chartered accountant in 2011. After which he started his own firm, Kedar Lagate and Associates, which is located in Cherni Road, Prarthana Samaj, in the year 2011. So his firm specializes in auditing, assurance services, direct and indirect taxation consultancies and compliance, corporate law consultancy and compliance, virtual CFO services to startups and SME enterprises. He has clients from various industries, which includes pharma, FMCG, IT, logistics, food beverages, charitable trust, and the list goes on. Also, a unique identity of Kedar sir is he is the visiting lecturer of several colleges for direct taxation and corporate law since last 10 years. To name a few colleges, Guru Nanak College of Management Studies, KC College, and KC College of Management Studies also. Yes, Kedar sir, can you please guide us throughout the entire journey of how to become a CA after 12th? What are the routes of becoming the CA? What are the scope of job after CA? What are the scope of consultancy after CA? Yes, Kedar sir.
Sure. Akshay, thank you for that introduction and good evening to everyone who are listening to us right now. Akshay, can we share our screen? I mean, the slides that we had prepared?
I think it is on the screen. Can you see our screen?
Just a second. Yes, now I can see. Yes. Okay. So, so good evening, everyone. So first of all, thank you, Akshay, for introducing. And yes, thank you for inviting me here to speak about chartered accountancy and specifically guiding students who currently wish to pursue this course. And they might be having several questions in their mind about this course, what it is, how tough it is, how long does it take to become a CA, and what all things need to be done while you want to become a chartered accountant.
Right.
So to begin with, let me first tell you that chartered accountant is just like any other accountant, except that he is considered to be an expert in his subject because he is professionally qualified. Now, as the name suggests, chartered, many people don't understand what is the meaning of this word chartered. So chartered basically means that you are recognized by a statute or you are recognized by a specific law. So if you are aware, I'm not sure if you are aware, but there is a Chartered Accountants Act 1949, which was passed by the Parliament in 1949. And this specific act regulates all the chartered accountants in India. So that is the reason it is called chartered accountancy. And a person who is recognized by the ICAI, which is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, is a person who will be designated as a chartered accountant. So this was just a brief introduction of why chartered word is being used for an accountant. Although we are all accountants, but then we are chartered accountants because we are recognized by this Act of 1949. So Akshay, can we take the slides forward? Akshay?
Yes, can you see the screen? Job titles for chartered accountant.
No, I can see the very first page.
Okay, so let me just reset it again. Kedar, is it visible?
It is visible. However, the slides have not they have not started on a slideshow.
Is it the same thing that is happening now again?
Yes, I can only see the file, but the slideshow is not starting.
Okay, just a second. I'll make you the host so that you can share it and directly.
Or maybe okay, because I might not be having the file here.
Okay, just a second.
But I'm on a different computer.
Just a second. Kedar, is it visible now or is it having the same issue?
It is having the same issue. Maybe we can just go through the slides here from the left side. Maybe there is some technical issue.
Hello, sir.
हाँ जी बोलिए. Yes, yes, Mr. Modi. Yes, Kedar sir, can you see the screen? Job titles for chartered accountants.
Yes, now I can see the screen.
Okay, yes, we can proceed, please.
However, I think this is not the slideshow, so we can shift the slides ahead, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay, can you just go back to the earlier slide?
sure.
Thank you. So yes, so I explained this part where why chartered accountancy, as such, the word chartered is being used over there. It's because there is a statute which is being which was enacted in 1949 by the Parliament of our country, and this act guides all the chartered accountants in India. And ICAI is the regulatory body which is formed under this act. So, as written here, chartered accountants are professionals who work in various areas of finance, which includes but is not limited to auditing financial statements, financial management, tax planning and compliance, investment planning, etc. This can be for a business, individual, or even for government. So, what does this mean? That the CA, who is going to be a person who is a professional, is going to work in various areas of finance. And finance is such a broad term that you can always imagine what all things can get included in this particular stream of work that we are doing. So to name a few here, it's written financial management, tax planning, compliance, investment planning, etc. Now, who all would require these services? When you say who requires these services, it's obvious that someone who wants to manage their finances, someone who wants to do tax planning, someone who wants to manage their investments. These are the people who would require it. And who would require this? It would be any business that is running, any individual, whether that person is doing a business or not, even if he's working as a salaried employee somewhere, would also require the services. And of course, the government would require these services for various um, assignments or various tasks that the government undertakes. Fine, so we'll move on to the next slide. Jobs. So the job titles for chartered accountants in this industry will range from an accounts controller to an accounts manager to a chief finance officer, a chief compliance officer, an auditor, a tax manager, a portfolio manager. Now, when I say accounts, so accounts again is a very broad term. What does accounts mean? Accounts means that you are maintaining the finances of a individual, a company, or any kind of an organization that we are talking about. Accounts is a very vast subject. Today, if you are talking about maintaining accounts of your household expenses, you will always have to maintain how much came in, how much went out. You are looking at debits and credits. What are debits and credits would be a basic question that you would start understanding when you start the course of CA, or probably even when you start doing your bachelor's of commerce. So these are the job titles which I have listed here. Accounts controller means that someone who controls the accounts of an organization. So that person would be in charge of the accounts, and that person is controlling whatever is coming in, going out of the organization, and maintaining a clear account of that for the organization. You all must have heard of profit and loss accounts, balance sheets. These are the financial statements that are processed and prepared by every organization at the end of the year. And these financial statements, which are finalized by the accounts controller. Accounts manager is someone who is going to manage the accounting department entirely, and he's someone who is going to look after the accounts department as a person who is delegating work to several people under him. So accounts manager probably is someone who is senior, who is experienced, who knows how to delegate work, who knows what work has to be done under the accounts department, and that person would be an accounts manager. When I say chief finance officer, which is the third item listed here, chief finance officer is one of the topmost positions that you can say, in the corporate world, in the finance department. Chief finance officer is one of the topmost positions. So chief finance officer is such a broad term. It's because the chief finance officer is responsible for all the various functions which are being done under the finance department, whether it be accounts, whether it be tax planning, whether it be tax compliance, whether it be um, decisions related to investments, and so on and so forth. Anything under the finance umbrella would be headed by the chief finance officer. So the chief finance officer is the topmost post, I would say, in the finance department. Chief compliance officer is someone who is going to look after all the compliance in the company related to taxation, related to corporate laws, related to SEBI regulations if the company is a listed company on stock exchange. And there are various compliances that are required to be done by a company in India. So chief compliance officer is someone who is going to head that department. Auditor, as the name suggests, is someone who is going to check, or who is going to be someone who is going to raise red flags, who is going to ask questions on the accounts. So auditor means someone who checks the finalized accounts. So all these people on the top, they are all going to prepare things for the company, and the auditor is the person who is going to check all these things, whether what they have done is done correctly or not. So you can imagine how large the responsibility of the auditor is, that he's going to check all the work that has been done by all these top 4 people, which I just mentioned, and he's going to check and he's going to give a report about their work that has been done. Now, auditor is, you can say, is the person who is responsible for giving the audit report of the financial statements, and that will be published in public domain for listed companies specifically. Tax manager is someone who is going to look after the tax planning. He's going to manage the taxes of the company. I'm sure you are aware of income tax, you are aware of GST. These are the basic direct and indirect taxes that are applicable in India. And a tax manager is someone who is going to ensure that all the taxes are being managed correctly in the company. Next one is portfolio manager. Portfolio manager means managing the portfolio of investments of an individual company or whatever organization he's working for. So these are the top titles for chartered accountants in the industry, where probably if someone is going for a job in the industry, these are the titles which someone may get as a CA working in those companies. Can we move forward? To the next slide. Yeah, thank you. What is the scope of chartered accountancy? So when I say scope, it means that where can this a person who has become a chartered accountant, where can he get a job? Where can he work? What are the opportunities available to the chartered accountant after qualification? So as far as the jobs are concerned, for a chartered accountant, you are eligible to join an industry. You are eligible to join a consulting firm. You are eligible to join a CA firm. You are eligible to join a bank or an NBFC. And these are all the places where you can do your jobs. And the job title, which I just discussed, are the titles which will be given to you, or the job profiles that would be given to you in these specific companies where you work. To make you understand what these 4 heads are, I'll just go one by one. Industries. When I say industries, it means these are companies or large corporate houses who require chartered accountants to work in their finance department, in their accounts department, in their tax department, so that their company is running in a compliant, ethical manner as far as their accounts tax management is concerned. So it can be Reliance Industries, it can be Infosys, and various other companies, you name them. They all have vacancies for chartered accountants to join their finance and accounts department. This is about industries. And these industries can be private industries like the names which I just mentioned. They can also be government organizations. So it can be, semi-government organization, government organizations, where also chartered accountants have, they have the scope to join their finance and accounts department. Talking about consulting firms, so these can be firms which are specifically consulting on various compliance matters. They can be consulting on projects. They can be consulting on specific and special forensic work. Various things are there. I mean, I won't go very deep into it, but consulting firms do have a vacancy for chartered accountants because they want professionally qualified individuals, persons to join their organization and help them in developing the quality of the consulting that they do. The third one is CA firms, which is chartered accountancy firms, firms like ours, who provide consultancy in the field of chartered accountancy and the core subjects which are related to a chartered accountant, which is accounting, taxation, auditing, and compliance matters related to corporate law. So CA firms also offer jobs. And the last one is banks and NBFCs. NBFCs is non-banking financial companies. So when I say banks and NBFCs, that means you are going to get appointed in a bank as a chartered accountant in the accounts and finance department, but you can also get selected in the credit department, in the risk advisory department, and various other departments which banks have. So these are the opportunities for a chartered accountant to enter into these 4 areas of jobs. You can also practice as a chartered accountant. So this is completely different. Now we were talking about jobs. Now we are talking about practicing as a chartered accountant. You must have heard practicing doctor. So this is similar. Practicing advocate. This is a practicing chartered accountant. A practicing chartered accountant is someone who is professionally giving advice, consultancy. As an individual, it may be as an individual, it may be as a partnership firm. So you are allowed to do your own practice. You can have your own areas of work that you specialize in, and you can have your own office, and you can do your own work through that office by having your own independent clients in the office. And the last one is own business. I have written this own business. Someone may find that own business is always an option for everyone. There is, why would you mention own business? But why I have mentioned own business over here is the specific reason for that is, as a chartered accountant, once you qualify, you have a very good insight of how businesses operate. You know what are the intricate details of profitability, losses, what are the reasons for profitability, what are the reasons for losses, why a business is progressing, where the business would require funding, what kind of funding the business would require, at what stage it would require, at what stage the business should scale up. This is the kind of consultancy that a CA is doing all these years. So what I feel is that a chartered accountant is always in a very good position to start his own business also, because he has seen and he has advised a lot of businesses. So someone who is advising other businesses can definitely master in his own business as well. So we can go to the next slide. I've just put this slide to maybe if some of us may not be knowing who are famous chartered accountants. We don't know who are around us in this society. So I've just listed a few over here, which most of us must definitely be knowing. Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla, he's a chartered accountant. He's the chairman of Aditya Birla Group. So in the last slide, when I said you can do your own business, Mr. Birla has been doing business for so many years and successfully has successfully done his business. Mr. Piyush Goyal, who is the Minister for Power and Renewable Energy, he's also a chartered accountant. Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, who is one of the topmost investors in India, leading investors in India, whom we have heard a lot about, he's also a CA. Mr. Deepak Parekh, who is the chairman of HDFC, is also a chartered accountant. And Mr. Suresh Prabhu, who is the railway minister, is also a chartered accountant by profession. So these are the people who have qualified as CAs, and they, as you can see, they have been in different areas of work and different industries as well. So there is ample amount of scope and there is ample amount of opportunities if you are qualified as a CA, that we can see from this list of eminent chartered accountants.
So Kedar, I would like to ask you one thing.
Yes.
That is it that we have to start your career journey from a job and then move on to your CA business or practice as an individual CA, or like you have to work in some good multinational companies, you get that exposure and then come back to your business?
Akshay, honestly speaking, it all depends on the person's ability. So once someone qualifies as a CA, when we move forward, you will see that there is a 3 years articleship that someone has to undergo in
Right.
chartered accountancy course itself. That 3 years of articleship is so important, and it is such a big game changer that a person who qualifies as a CA after his articleship is already coming out with a lot of exposure. So someone may decide, like, if I give you my own example, I started my practice immediately after qualifying as a chartered accountant. The reason was because I was very confident that I would be able to become successful in practice. And therefore, I immediately started my practice as soon as I qualified. While some of my other friends have also been very successful in the jobs that they started after their CA, and they have come into practice now after about 10 odd years. They have come into practice after doing jobs in multinational companies, in big fours, and they have come to practice now because they want to do something on their own. So the option of practice is always open, but there is no thumb rule that you have to first go to a multinational company or join a big four, and only then you would be in a position to come into practice, or you will do better in practice. There are advantages and disadvantages of both. So it depends on the person's ability, his communication skills, his understanding of subjects, understanding of how a business is done. It all depends on that. But if I give my own example, as I said, I started my practice immediately after qualifying as a CA in 2010, and thereafter I have been practicing for the last 11 years.
Great, great, great. So it just depends on the personal choice.
Absolutely,
What
absolutely.
what what you can say about the pass percentage? Because I've heard that this is one of the toughest examinations in the entire nation, and the pass percentage never goes above 10% or above 14% to be more precise.
I
So
would say, Akshay, the passing percentage is something which has always been, talked about everywhere. You rightly mentioned that. But honestly, passing percentage in the earlier years, like I would say in the somewhere before 2005, was very low. It used to be in the range of, and I'm talking about final CA examinations.
yes, yes, right. And you are talking about old course, which was before 2005.
Yes. So by I mean, more than the old course, it was maybe those years when the exam used to be extremely tough, and it was also not, it wasn't a very high positive passing percentage at that time. It used to be around 3-4%. And of late recently, you have passing percentage absolutely to the tune of around 15%, 12%. The passing percentage has increased drastically. There might be several reasons for this. One of the reasons that I see is that the ICAI itself has now become very active in their board of studies, where
Right.
they are issuing very good study material to students. ICAI plays a very important role in the study material that is being provided to the students. And of late, I've seen that the quality of study material has increased very well. Even the coaching classes, they play a major role in helping students to qualify quickly, because coaching classes have got a few insights on how to clear the exams quickly. There are certain tips and tricks of the trade which the coaching classes also bring on the table for the students. So I think these are a few reasons because of which the passing percentage has increased, and there is a little bit of more optimism now in students that yes, we can qualify this exam quickly. But I'm sure. I don't want to discourage anyone, but it is a very tough exam, no doubt. You have to put in all your energy and hard work and dedication into it. So to clear the exam is not a cakewalk for sure, but it is not something which is impossible, and no one should get completely stressed out just listening to the passing percentage. It's something which it is something which you can ignore, and you can work hard and qualify. There is no problem.
ऐसे सुनने में आया है कि सीए को 2 अटेम्प्ट लग रहे हैं, 3 अटेम्प्ट लग रहे हैं, 5 अटेम्प्ट लग रहे हैं, फिर भी सीए क्लियर नहीं हो रहा है सर. इज इट द रियल ट्रेंड और लाइक इट्स जस्ट ड्यू टू लैक ऑफ हार्ड वर्क?
I would say for clearing CA, as I said, you need tremendous amount of dedication and hard work. There is no doubt about that. All the CAs who are qualified, if even if you, I mean, you're asking me, we have really slogged. We have really worked hard while we were studying, and those years have taught us a lot, because hard work and perseverance, these are the two things which teach you a lot in life. So failures also, even failures teach us a lot in life. So if someone has failed, or someone is taking multiple attempts to become a CA, doesn't mean that the person is doesn't have the ability or capability to pass the exam. It is possible that the person is missing something, some trick in studying, or maybe is having some distractions, or whatever it may be. There can be multiple reasons, but yes, you are right, there are multiple attempts that people take to become CAs. um, I don't judge anyone on the number of attempts, because it is a tough examination. It requires so many things to come positively together. Like, you need good family support, you need good health, you need good focus. All these things have to come together to qualify this exam. So someone taking multiple attempts, it's okay. There is no problem. Someday, if you are dedicated and your hard work will definitely repay you, and you will qualify. But yes, you should be prepared to have to give multiple attempts also, because this is an exam which has proven that multiple attempts are required.
Great piece of advice.
Thank you. So should we move forward?
Yes, we can move to the next slide.
Okay. So now I'll just briefly tell all the participants about the requirements to become a chartered accountant, and what all they need to do to enroll for CA, and then what is the journey ahead. We can move forward on the slide. So the first route that you can take is foundation course route, which is after your 12th standard. So someone who has completed HSC, that is 12th standard, can definitely apply for the foundation course. Now, what is foundation course? Foundation course is basically the starting point of your CA journey. This is the course this is the exam that you will have to qualify, and then move forward to CA intermediate exam. And this you can do after your 12th standard. Can we move to the next slide? So step 1 is enroll yourself in the CA foundation course after your 12th standard. Step 2 is complete a 4-month study period and then appear for the CA foundation exam. CA foundation exam is something which you again after your 12th standard, this is an exam which you give, which is the curriculum of this exam is very similar to your 12th standard. Just a few additional things you will have to study apart from your 12th standard examination, related to commerce, of course, and then you have to appear for your CA foundation exam. This exam is relatively, out of the three, the simplest exam to clear, I would say. So I'll just tell you that this CA course is, someone told me recently that this course is like a funnel. It's like a funnel. So a lot of people enter through the foundation course, but there are very few who come out as qualified chartered accountants. So the funnel has a narrow ending. That's why you can see that many people come in, but very few exit. So CA foundation, you will most of the people would clear very easily. It's a as I said, relatively simpler exam as compared to the other three exams. Then step 3 is enroll into the CA intermediate course after you have cleared the CA foundation exam. This is your second exam out of the three, CA intermediate course. Step 4 is complete 4 weeks of integrated course on information technology and soft skills. And this course needs to be completed before your articleship. So after you have cleared your CA foundation, you are entering to enroll for CA intermediate exam, and you are completing 4 weeks of this course. This is this IT course which the institute has designed, which you have to do, which is a 4 weeks course. And then after that, you can start your articleship. Now, what is articleship? Articleship, as I said in the previous slides, is that articleship is the training process. you have to undergo 3 years of articleship in CA course, which is a very long period. And it is, I mean, any person who has qualified as a CA will always remember these 3 years of his life, because these 3 years of his life are going to be the game changer, as I said, in his life. So this course needs to be completed before your articleship, as I mentioned in step 4. Step 5 is complete 8 months of study course of CA intermediate and appear for the exam. There will be 2 groups of exams. You need to pass at least one before moving forward. Now, after you have passed one, you have to move forward. That means now you can go for your 3 years articleship training. And once you have qualified, once you have passed at least one group of CA inter exam, then you can start your 3 years articleship. So this 3 years articleship will start, and then while the articleship is going on, you will have to appear for your remaining groups of your CA intermediate exam. The remaining means there are 2 groups. Out of that, one you have already passed. The second one you can pass as and when the next attempt comes. Talking about attempts, you have 2 attempts of CA exams every year. So you can appear for CA exam twice in a year, which is May and in November. So clear the remaining group of CA intermediate exam if there are any. That's mentioned in the bracket, because it is possible that you have cleared both the groups of CA intermediate exam before you started your articleship. For articleship, you need to clear one group of CA intermediate, but there is a possibility that in the very first attempt that you give, you cleared both the groups. Congratulations, and then you can start your articleship even after both the groups have been cleared. So then you are left with only CA final, which is on the next slide. Yeah, so next here is enroll yourself for the CA final course, because now you have cleared your intermediate exam. You are already in your articleship mode. Step 9 is completing 4 weeks of advanced integrated course on information technology and soft skills. Again, this is a 4-week course designed by ICA. This is to be done in the last 2 years of your articleship. Means out of 3, the last 2 years. So 1 year is over. Last 2 years, when they are pending, you are supposed to complete this 4 weeks of course and then appear for your final CA exam. Step 10 is appear for the final CA exam either after completing your articleship or during the last 6 months of it. So in a way, they are trying to say is that your CA final exam has to be appeared for either in the last 6 months of your articleship or after you have completed your articleship. That is your choice. But you can appear for your CA final exams in the last 6 months of your 3 years articleship period. Step 11 is complete your articleship training in case you decide to appear for the final exam while serving your articleship. The articleship training is going to be of 3 years. Once it is over, it is done, completed, you will get a certificate that it is completed. You can either appear for CA final exam before your articleship is over, that is in the last 6 months, or you may opt to give your CA final exam after your articleship is over. Some people find it very difficult to do this multitasking. Articleship is to be done along with that, study for your CA final and then give your exam also while you are in articleship. It is some people may find it very tough to do it. So for them, the option is that you complete your articleship and then appear for your final CA exam. After clearing your CA final exams, you can then enroll yourself as a member of ICAI and you will be designated as a chartered accountant. So this is the entire journey of someone who is starting the CA course after clearing 12th standard and wants to join immediately. So this is the whole step that all the steps that you have seen. Can we move to the next slide? The other way of doing CA course would be through a direct entry route. Now, what is this direct entry route? Direct entry route means after you have completed your graduation or you have completed your post-graduation. Who can enter into the direct entry route is given below. 55% aggregate in your commerce graduation or post-graduation, or at least 60% if you are not a commerce graduate or a postgraduate. So that means if you have done BSc, that means Bachelor of Science, then you should have at least 60%. You should have gained at least 60% in your graduation. Otherwise, you will not be eligible to get a direct entry into this course. If you have done your BCom, you should have at least scored 55%, and then you can enter. The steps to complete your CA course is enroll directly. This is the direct entry. So you don't have to go for the foundation exam. You can directly go for the CA intermediate course. After entering the CA intermediate course, you will have to do 4 weeks of the same training, which we talked about in the earlier slides. And then you can start your articleship. Now here, articleship you can start even before you have passed any of your intermediate exam groups. Here, in fact, you have not even passed the foundation exam. You are directly going into CA intermediate exam. Of course, before that, you have to complete the 4 weeks training, and then you have to enroll for your articleship also before you have passed any of the groups of CA intermediate exam. Same 3 years period of articleship you have to do over here. Appear for the CA intermediate exam after 9 months of your training. So in this case, you are eligible to appear after 9 months of your articleship for your CA intermediate exam. Clear both the groups of CA intermediate exam, and then you can register for your CA final course. We can move to the next slide. Here, before CA final exam, again, you have to complete the 4 weeks of training, information technology and soft skills training. This is again in the last 2 years of your articleship before appearing for the final exam. And then you can appear for your final exam. This is the same step which was there in the earlier course. You can appear for your final exam after completing your articleship or in the last 6 months of your articleship. So this is the same thing which was discussed earlier. You then have to complete your 3 years of articleship, clear the CA final exam, and you become a CA. Yeah. So next slide.
So, Kedar, one simple question as a parent, I would like to ask.
Yeah.
How much should I invest in my son or my daughter in terms of tuition fees, or the trainings required to clear the paper? So, is there any a kind of an approximate investment that is required for this entire process from foundation to final? So, what you can say about this investment?
Yeah, so the good part about CA course is that it is light on the pocket for the parent. The total fee that you pay for becoming a chartered accountant, of course, without taking into consideration coaching classes, I'm only talking about the ICAI fees that are charged.
Right.
They are somewhere to approximately to the extent of ₹1,00,000 overall for all the 3 examinations. So this will include all your exam fees. This will include all your study material fees that the ICAI will provide you, and enrollment charges, and all the other charges which the ICAI may collect from the student. So ₹1,00,000 is something which is to be invested to become a CA if the student is not going to appear for enroll into any coaching class. The coaching class fee is it's a variable amount, because some may opt for all subjects, some may opt for selective subjects. So coaching classes, if you decide to take coaching for selected subjects, like some of the subjects are the students may find that these subjects require coaching. So to name a few, taxation is something, direct taxation and indirect taxation. You may require coaching in costing. You may require coaching in accountancy. So these are the subjects where if you plan to take coaching, then the fee for all the 3 exams, if I want to give you an approximate figure, might go to about 3 odd lakhs overall.
Okay,
so when coaching, you can say it's 4 lakhs.
If you are opting for without a coaching class, an approximate
approximately 1 lakh.
Cost will be 1 lakh, which is
right.
Which is only 25% of that of an engineer.
Exactly. It's very light. That's why I said it's quite light on the pocket for the parents, and quite stress-free as far as if a parent wants his son or daughter to become a chartered accountant, it's definitely light on the pocket. And honestly speaking, coaching classes are something which a student who is probably used to doing self-studies may not opt for coaching the study material which is being provided by ICI is very good. As I said earlier, it has a good quality, and therefore someone may decide not to even opt for coaching classes, and in just 1 lakh rupees, you can achieve the final result.
Great, great. So let's move ahead.
Yeah.
So I think this is a consolidated chart of.
Yes, it's the same thing. It's just in a flowchart format.
Right. Okay.
So foundation route and direct entry route. These are the two main broad routes through which you can become a CA. So talking about chartered accountants and their salaries. So as I mentioned, there's abundant opportunity available for CAs in the industry. I haven't yet seen a chartered accountant who is unemployed, who is trying to find job for several months or anything like that. I at least I have not seen, and I say that because there is a lot of opportunity in the Indian economy right now for CAs. The salaries that are being offered to fresh chartered accountants, it ranges from 6 lakhs, which is I am mentioning a little higher figure, but it can be ranging from 5 lakhs to start with to absolutely 8 lakhs. Again, this 8 lakhs can be conservative because some selective few freshly qualified chartered accountants who have huge potential, who are very talented, they may also get a package of 15-20 lakhs right at the beginning if they have done their articleship from good firms, they have got good experience with them, and if they are talented, they can even draw up to 15 to 20 lakhs.
Which are these organizations who offer this 15 or 20 or maybe 10 lakhs LPA?
Organizations who are offering that kind of salaries would be majorly multinational companies.
Like KPMG or Price Waterhouse Coopers or
KPMG, Price Waterhouse Cooper, these are all they are all CA firms. They are all called Big Four. When we say Big Four, it means KPMG, PwC, Deloitte, and Ernst and Young. These are the four big. These are the Big Fours, as they call, and these are all multinational CA firms. When I say multinational CA firm, means they are actually accounting firms or accounting consultants, but they are operating in India as CA firms. So these are the Big Fours. Now, when I say your question was which organizations offer that kind of salary, I would say even these Big Fours have got potential to offer someone this kind of salary, but usually I have never seen Big Fours offering a starting salary of 15 to 20 lakhs to a fresh chartered accountant. I have seen multinational companies offering that type of salary to very talented fresh chartered accountants who have qualified.
Okay.
So I mean this range is from 5 lakhs, as I said. So you might have smaller organizations who might not have that kind of bandwidth to pay. They may start with 5 lakhs, but 5 lakhs is something that is the base. I have never seen someone who is drawing lesser than that after qualifying as a CA with good experience. And moving forward on the next point is that after you have joined an organization, or you have joined any firm, then the sky is the limit as far as the salary and as far as the salary is concerned. Sky is the limit. The more the harder you work, the more talent you gather, the more knowledge you gather, and you become more experienced, then sky is absolutely, there is no limit on the salaries. You can absolutely go up to the CFO level, and the CFOs are drawing crores of salaries.
Oh, that's great. So I think this was one of the most important aspect, because CA तो खत्म कर लिया, लेकिन salary का क्या है, job का क्या है. So as a fresher, I think this kind of salary is extremely good enough in a city like Mumbai. Extremely, you can say that इससे खर्चा पानी सब निकल जाएगा.
Definitely. I mean, this is something. It is a lucrative course, I would say, for someone who is looking for job opportunities immediately after qualifying. This is a good course because it offers, as I mentioned in the very first point, there are abundant jobs available. And now, because of so many complications in laws, in taxation matters, every business or every organization is looking for someone to guide them and help them on all these matters. So there is ample opportunity.
Okay, so I think we have come to our last part of careers in chartered accountancy. I think no more slides left for.
Just to conclude, Akshay, I would
Yes,
just to conclude,
please.
because we have students who are listening to us. I would say that do your articleship very seriously. It is the backbone of your curriculum. Passing CA exams is definitely a tough thing to do, and with hard work and dedication, you can do it. But if you are planning to do your articleship from a good firm, which offers you experience, good experience, that is always going to remain with you, and it is always going to help you to scale up in your career. Many, the most unethical way to do articleship is to not do it. It's kind of a dummy articleship, which is quite rampant in CA curriculum. I see many students who think that by not doing their articleship or by doing dummy articleship, they get enough time to study and they will pass the exams quickly. But that is absolutely a wrong thing to do, because firstly, if you are going to not do articleship, you are not going to get experience. And if you are not going to get experience, only bookish knowledge is not going to help. You need good practical knowledge, and therefore articleship is very important. So this is my concluding line on the session, because all the students who are planning to do their CA, definitely don't ignore your articleship. Of course, you have to study hard, but don't ignore your articleship. It's most important.
Kedar, does your firm offer articleship?
Yes, we do offer articleship to CA students, and we do provide experience to our articles in the field of income tax, accountancy, audit, internal audits, and even corporate law compliance matters. So anyone who is wanting to do articleship, you are most welcome to join our firm. We are offering articleship, and I assure you that you will get a very good exposure and experience from our firm.
Definitely. Kedar Lagate and Associates is one of the leading firms, CA firms, and especially located in the heart of the city in South Mumbai. So definitely a great amount of exposure to be shown from Kedar sir. Okay, so let us move ahead. Good concluding lines by Kedar, and we move ahead to the most exciting part of this session: astrology in career selection, and why we require astrology. CA बनने का योग है क्या कुंडली में? So अगर CA बनने का योग है क्या कुंडली में मेरे लड़के का, तो I think we have come to the right place, because it is a combination of both. It is a combination of both psychometric test, career counseling, as well as astrology career counseling. So I welcome our eminent speaker for today, Shri Mandar Kerkar, who is a leading astrologer in Mumbai and a part of our firm too. Yes, Mandar sir, welcome.
Namaskar. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
अभी करियर चूज करने के लिए, करियर की कोई भी गाइडलाइंस लेने के लिए हम लोग ये बोलते हैं कि कुंडली की सहायता ले सकते हैं क्या? आफ्टर 10th एंड 12th जीवन का एक इम्पोर्टेंट पीरियड रहता है कि अपना डिसीजन लेने के लिए कि क्या करने के लिए। बहुत जन कंफ्यूज रहते हैं कि मैं ये करूं, वो करूं, क्या करूं। लेकिन अगर सोचेंगे तो कुंडली जो आप चूज कर रहे हैं वो सही है या गलत है, तो उसके लिए आप कुंडली की सहायता, अपने के हॉरोस्कोप की सहायता जरूर ले सकते हैं। अभी आज का ये सवाल है कि सीए बनना है, सीए होना है। तो सीए होने के लिए पहली बात की एक कुंडली में दिखा रही है कि कुंडली की सीए हो सकता है क्या? अगर मुझे सीए बनना है तो सीए बनने के लिए 101% पहला तो आपका आईक्यू पॉइंट बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए। आपका बुद्धियांक जो होता है बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए। दूसरी बात, सीए से रिलेटेड ऐसे कौन से प्लैनेट्स है कि जो हम लोगों को सीए बनने के लिए मदद करते हैं, और कुंडली में, अपने कुंडली में योग है क्या? गाइडलाइन दिखा रही है? अगर इसके बारे में अगर सोचेंगे तो हॉरोस्कोप में जो अपने प्लैनेट्स है वो जरूर किसी ना किसी चीज के कारक होते हैं। सीए बनने के लिए कारक ग्रह का महत्व होता है, यानी सीए यानी जिसका संबंध अकाउंट से आता है, ऑडिट से आता है, फाइनेंस से आता है। तो फाइनेंस के कारक ग्रह कौन होते हैं कुंडली में? फाइनेंस के कारक ग्रह होते हैं जैसे कि अपने प्लैनेट से रवि, चंद्र, मंगल, बुध, गुरु, शुक्र, शनि, राहु, केतु। फाइनेंस के कारक ग्रह जो होते हैं वो होते हैं गुरु और बुध, यानी जुपिटर एंड मरकरी का संबंध फाइनेंस से होता है। तो अपने हॉरोस्कोप में गुरु और बुध की पोजीशन क्या है और वो कौन से राशि में बैठे और उसका संबंध क्या हुआ है वो देखना बहुत जरूरी है। अभी उदाहरण के तौर के ऊपर अगर लेते हैं तो हम लोग स्क्रीन के ऊपर आपको सामने कुंडली दिख रही है। ये जो कुंडली है जब इसका जन्म हुआ है जातक का 26 मार्च 1998, यानी 26 मार्च 1998 का बॉर्न है। यानी ये लड़का आज की तारीख में एक लगभग 25 साल का, ऐसा समझ लीजिए कि 24-25 साल उम्र है उसकी। और रिसेंटली उसने सीए पास आउट किए, यानी ये जो जातक है ये सीए हो गया, सीए के एग्जाम्स पास आउट कर ली उसने और अभी रिसेंटली उसको जॉब भी लग गया। अभी इसके कुंडली में जो मैंने पहले बताए थे आपको कि गुरु और बुध ये फाइनेंस के कारक ग्रह थे, इनका संबंध फाइनेंस से आ जाता है। तो उनका संबंध कुंडली में क्या है वो पहले देखते हैं। जैसे जो जातक है उसकी लगन कुंडली एक वृषभ लगन की कुंडली है और उसका वृषभ लगन की कुंडली में आप देखेंगे जो 10th हाउस है कुंडली में, यानी वो आपका कर्मस्थान होता है। और 10th हाउस में ये जो 10th हाउस दिख रहे हैं आपको, इसको हम लोग कर्मस्थान बोलते हैं। 10th हाउस में कुंभ राशि में ये जो 11 नंबर है, इसका मतलब ये राशि चक्र की 11वीं राशि यानी कुंभ राशि। कुंभ राशि उसके दशम स्थान में आई हुई है, कर्मस्थान में। और उधर बैठ गए गुरु। ये जो गुरु है ये कुंभ राशि में बैठे हैं। ज्योतिष शास्त्र में वायु तत्व की राशि है जो होती है, और वायु तत्व की राशि में जब प्लैनेट्स बैठ जाते हैं, बुद्धि कारक प्लैनेट्स जब बैठ जाते हैं तो उसका आईक्यू बहुत अच्छा हो जाता है। मिथुन, तुला और कुंभ ये वायु तत्व की राशि है। और सदर जातक की कुंडली में 10th हाउस में कुंभ राशि में गुरु जैसा प्लैनेट्स बैठ गए। गुरु फाइनेंस का कारक है, गुरु काउंसिलर है, गुरु मार्गदर्शक है। लेकिन गुरु वायु तत्व की जो सबसे बुद्धिमान राशि मानी जाती है वो है शनि की कुंभ राशि, और उसी बुद्धिमान राशि में वो गुरु बैठ गए 10th हाउस में कर्मस्थान में। यानी अगर सदर जातक पूछ ले कि मुझे आफ्टर 10th या 12th आगे जाके मुझे सीए बनना है तो सीए बनने के योग है क्या, तो पहले आपको एक कुंडली में देख रहे हैं कि आप देख रहे हैं कुंडली में तो स्क्रीन के ऊपर आपको दिख रहा है कि गुरु कुंभ राशि में विराजमान होता है। अभी ऑडिट से संबंध कौन से स्थान का होता है? कुंडली में जो 12 भाव होते हैं उसमें जो ऑडिट का जो संबंध होता है तो ऑडिट का संबंध आ जाता है 8th हाउस से आ जाता है। अभी 8th हाउस किधर है इधर कुंडली में? तो जहां धनु राशि है 9 नंबर यानी धनु राशि, ये 8th हाउस है। इसको हम लोग कुंडली का 8th हाउस बोलते हैं। एंड 8th हाउस का मालिक है गुरु है। धनु राशि का स्वामी कौन होता है? गुरु। और 8th हाउस का मालिक जाके बैठ गया 10th हाउस में जाके बैठ गया। ये जो गुरु 8th हाउस का वो दशम स्थान में जाके बैठ गया। इसका मतलब ऑडिट का जो संबंध है 8th हाउस से, उसका स्वामी है गुरु और वो जाके कर्मस्थान से बैठे। यानी क्या है कि इसका संबंध, कर्म का संबंध कहां से जोड़ लिया? वो है ऑडिट के साथ जोड़ लिया। अब ये तो बात हो गई कि गुरु मां कुंभ राशि में बैठ गया ये जातक के कुंडली में, और 8th हाउस का संबंध 10th हाउस से जुड़ गया। इसका मतलब इसका कर्म का संबंध ऑडिट से जरूर आ रहा है पूरा। दूसरी बात, इसका जो 5th हाउस जो है कुंडली में और धनस्थान यानी 2nd हाउस जो है कुंडली का, वह आप देख सकते हैं स्क्रीन के ऊपर कि 2nd हाउस में मिथुन राशि, मिथुन राशि ये सेकंड हाउस है, इसको हम लोग धनस्थान बोलते हैं। सेकंड हाउस का मालिक है बुध यानी मर्क्यूरी। और फिफ्थ हाउस जहां से हम लोग आईक्यू देखते हैं, कुंडली का बुद्धियांक देखते हैं, और फिफ्थ हाउस में वापिस आके ये बुध की राशि कन्या राशि, यानी मिथुन राशि का स्वामी भी बुध है और कन्या राशि का स्वामी भी बुध ही है, मर्क्यूरी। और वो बुध यानी धनस्थान का मालिक और फिफ्थ हाउस का मालिक, जहां से हम लोग एजुकेशन भी देख रहे फिफ्थ हाउस से। और धनस्थान यानी अपना इनकम सोर्स कहां से है, तो धनस्थान का मालिक बुध और पंचम स्थान का मालिक बुध वो जाके बैठ गए मीन राशि में, जाके बैठ गए। आप देख सकते हैं लाभ स्थान में मीन राशि में जाके बैठ गया, यानी धनेश और पंचमेश बुध लाभ स्थान में जाके विराजमान होते हैं। और वो बुध गुरु की राशि में बैठा हुआ है। देखो कितना बहुत अच्छा योग हो गया। बुध गुरु की राशि में जाके बैठ गए और वहां से बुध वापिस अपने सातवें दृष्टि से, सप्तम दृष्टि से वापिस पंचम स्थान को देख रहे हैं, यानी कन्या राशि को ही देख रहे हैं। ज्योतिष शास्त्र में कौन सा भी ग्रह जब अपनी राशि को देखता है तो स्थान बलवान हो जाता है। यह बुध मीन राशि में बैठा है, वहां से उसकी सातवीं दृष्टि, बुध की एक सप्तम दृष्टि रहती है खाली, और सप्तम दृष्टि सीधी जाके पंचम स्थान के ऊपर जा रही है, यानी कन्या राशि के ऊपर ही जा रही है। कन्या राशि बुध की राशि है और बुध की राशि गुरु की राशि, ये एजुकेशन गुरु या फाइनेंस से रिलेटेड कोई ना कोई काम 101% करवाते हैं। तो यह सदर जातक की कुंडली में बुध कन्या राशि में, कन्या राशि का बुध मीन राशि में जाके बैठ गए और वापिस वो अपनी सप्तम दृष्टि से कन्या राशि को देख रहे हैं। बहुत अच्छा योग हुआ है। दूसरी बात, बुध जो बैठा हुआ है वो मीन राशि में 26 डिग्री के ऊपर बैठा हुआ है, यानी मीन राशि में 26 डिग्री में रेवती नक्षत्र, और रेवती नक्षत्र का स्वामी भी, हर एक नक्षत्र जो 27 नक्षत्र है उसके हर एक के स्वामी है, तो रेवती नक्षत्र का स्वामी भी बुध ही है। यानी बुध अपने ही नक्षत्र में बैठा है। यानी दूसरी बात, जैसा मैंने पहली बात आपको बताई थी कि कोई भी प्लेनेट जब अपनी राशि को देखता है तो राशि को बलवान कर देता है, और कोई भी प्लेनेट जब अपने ही नक्षत्र में जाके बैठता है तो भी वो बलवान हो जाता है। यानी इसका मतलब बुध गुरु की राशि में है और बुध अपने ही नक्षत्र में बैठा है, रेवती नक्षत्र, यानी बहुत अच्छा साइन हो गया। यानी गुरु का पोजीशन दशम स्थान में, 8 हाउस का मालिक दशम स्थान में कुंभ राशि में, वायु तत्व की बौद्धिक राशि में जाके बैठ गए। जब से बलवान राशि है वो कुंभ राशि, जिसका संबंध बुद्धि से आ जाता है, वहां गुरु जाके बैठ गए। और वहां से गुरु की दृष्टि वापिस, गुरु की 5वीं दृष्टि, 7वीं और 9वीं दृष्टि होती है। कुंडली का जो धन त्रिकोण होता है वो 2, 6 और 10 ये धन त्रिकोण माना जाता है। यानी द्वितीय स्थान में नंबर 3 लिखा है, मिथुन राशि है। 6th हाउस में तुला राशि है, नंबर 7 लिखा हुआ है। और 10th हाउस में कुंभ राशि जहां नंबर 11 लिखा है। ये हो जाता है कुंडली का धन त्रिकोण 2, 6 और 10। गुरु को 7वीं दृष्टि तो होती है, उसके अलावा गुरु को 5वीं और 9वीं दृष्टि भी दी गई है। और गुरु की सब दृष्टियां, क्योंकि गुरु एक शुभ प्लेनेट है तो गुरु की सब दृष्टियां शुभ मानी जाती है। और गुरु जहां से भी कोई प्लेस को देखता है वो प्लेस को बलवान कर देता है। आप देख सकते हैं कुंडली में गुरु 10th हाउस में कर्म स्थान में, और वापिस गुरु की 5वीं दृष्टि 10th हाउस से धन स्थान के ऊपर गिर गई जहां नंबर 3 लिखा हुआ है। गुरु की 7वीं दृष्टि 4th स्थान में जाके बैठ गई, 4th हाउस के ऊपर। और गुरु की 9वीं दृष्टि जो ज्यादा शुभ मानी जाती है, वो गुरु की दृष्टि वापिस तुला राशि के ऊपर आ गई है, 6th हाउस में। यानी गुरु अपने शुभ दृष्टि से पूरे धन त्रिकोण को देख रहे हैं। इसका मतलब मिथुन राशि और तुला राशि गुरु की दृष्टि से शुभ हो गई। यानी अगर कोई जातक पूछ ले कि मुझे आफ्टर 10th या 12th जो हम लोग सोच रहे हैं आगे जाके करियर बनाने का, क्योंकि करियर का सही उम्र जो रहती है वो 16 ईयर्स से हम लोग सोच लेते हैं अपने लाइफ में क्या बनना है। और कोई जातक अगर करियर अगर चूज कर रहा है और वो कुंडली की सहायता लेना चाहता है, तो मेरा दावा है कि कुंडली 101% आपको एक डायरेक्शन जरूर दे सकती है कि आप जो रास्ते पे जा रहे हैं वो सही है गलत। अगर ये जातक अगर बोल रहा है कि मुझे सीए बनना है आगे जाके, तो ये कुंडली में सीए बनने के योग है क्या? तो ये कुंडली में अभी जो मैंने इस कुंडली के बारे में जो भी चर्चा की हुई है वो दिखा रही है, साफ साफ दिखा रही है कि यस, ये आदमी सीए बन सकते हैं। अभी 2021 में उसमें पास आउट कर लिए। जब तक उसको 2021 तक गुरु की दशा थी, और गुरु की दशा लाइफ में, अपने लाइफ में हर एक प्लेनेट की दशा आ जाती है दोस्तों। गुरु की दशा अपने लाइफ में 16 साल के लिए आ जाती है, 16 इयर्स के लिए। 2021 तक, 2005 से लेके 2021 तक जब तक गुरु की दशा में था, और अभी 2021 में गुरु की दशा निकल गई और अभी शनि की दशा में जब तक आ गया। अभी आप देख सकते हैं कुंडली में दशम स्थान में और नवम स्थान में, नवम स्थान में मकर राशि है जहां नंबर 10 लिखा हुआ है, ये कुंडली का नवम स्थान होता है। और नवम स्थान ये भी हायर एजुकेशन दिखा देता है। ये जो 10th हाउस दिख रहा है आपको, इसका मकर राशि है और मकर राशि का मालिक है शनि, और 9th हाउस अपना हायर एजुकेशन भी देता है। तो हायर एजुकेशन की योग है क्या? तो हायर एजुकेशन का नवम स्थान का मालिक होता है शनि। सैटर्न मकर राशि का स्वामी है शनि। वो शनि जाके लाभ स्थान में बैठ गया गुरु के साथ में। आप देख लीजिए, 9th हाउस का मालिक मीन राशि में लाभ स्थान में बैठ गया है गुरु की राशि में। यानी 9th हाउस का भी जो हायर एजुकेशन का मालिक का संबंध है, उसका भी संबंध गुरु की राशि से आ गया है। और ये कुंडली में धन स्थान का मालिक बुध, पंचम स्थान का मालिक बुध और नवम स्थान का मालिक शनि, पंचमेश बुध और नवमेश शनि, इसका योग मीन राशि में एक साथ लाभ स्थान में जाके बैठ गए। और वहां से शनि की जो दृष्टि है, जैसे कि गुरु की 5वीं 7वीं और 9वीं दृष्टि मैंने आपको बताई थी, तो दोस्तों गुरु शनि की भी एक्स्ट्रा दृष्टि दी हुई है। हर एक प्लेनेट को 7वीं दृष्टि तो है, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ शनि को गुरु के जैसे और दो दृष्टि अलग दी हुई है, जबकि शनि तीसरी और 10वीं दृष्टि शनि को अलग से प्राप्त हुई है। तो शनि की तीसरी दृष्टि लग्न स्थान के ऊपर आ गई है, वृषभ राशि के ऊपर लाभ स्थान से। शनि की 7वीं दृष्टि वापिस आ गई है पंचम स्थान के ऊपर, आप देख सकते हैं कन्या राशि के ऊपर। यानी सीए बनने के लिए भी आगे जाके आप में वो कंसिस्टेंसी होनी चाहिए। जब वो कंसिस्टेंसी है उसमें, तो आपको पढ़ाई में कंसिस्टेंसी होनी चाहिए। वो कंसिस्टेंसी कौन देता है? वो ओनली सैटर्न देता है। सैटर्न कोई भी काम लंबे समय के लिए कर सकता है। तो 5th हाउस के ऊपर शनि की दृष्टि है, यानी आफ्टर 10th कॉलेज के बाद जो हायर एजुकेशन को जाना है, उसका कारक होता है शनि भी। वो शनि लंबे समय के लिए आपको काम कर देता है। वो शनि की दृष्टि भी 5th हाउस के ऊपर आ गई है। वहां से शनि की 10वीं दृष्टि आ गई है 8th हाउस के ऊपर, यानी जहां नंबर 9 लिखा हुआ है धनु राशि है, वहां शनि की वापिस दृष्टि आ गई। देख सकते हैं दोस्तों, यानी शनि नवम स्थान और दशम स्थान का मालिक है। देखो अभी क्या हुआ यार, कर्मस्थान का मालिक कौन है? कर्मस्थान का मालिक है इधर शनि, कुंभ राशि है, देख लीजिए दशम स्थान में उसका मालिक है शनि। वो जाके गुरु की राशि में लाभ स्थान में जाके बैठ गया, और वापिस कर्मस्थान का मालिक अपने 10वें दृष्टि से धनु राशि को 8th हाउस को देख रहे हैं। जबकि मैंने पहले ही आपको शुरुआत में ही बताया हुआ है कि 8th हाउस का संबंध ऑडिट से आ जाता है, टैक्सेशन से आ जाता है। जबकि शनि वापिस अपने 10th दृष्टि से, यानी दशम स्थान का मालिक अपने दशम दृष्टि से 8th हाउस को देख रहे हैं। ये बहुत अच्छा साइन हो गया। और वापिस ये आप देख सकते हैं, तो एक परिवर्तन योग बहुत अच्छा हुआ है एक कुंडली में। परिवर्तन योग यानी हर एक प्लेनेट, हर एक भाव का प्लेनेट अपने दूसरे भाव में आके बैठ गए। दशम स्थान का मालिक एक कुंडली में शनि है। वो शनि जाके गुरु की राशि में लाभ स्थान में जाके बैठ गए, और लाभ स्थान का मालिक है गुरु। वो जाके बैठ गए वापिस अपने दशम स्थान में कुंभ राशि में, यानी गुरु शनि की राशि में और शनि गुरु की राशि में। अगर एक कुंडली देखते, अगर कोई जातक पूछता है कि मैं सीए को जाना चाहता हूं, सीए बनना चाहता हूं, क्या मेरे कुंडली में योग है क्या? तो आप कुंडली की सहायता लेके जरूर जातक को गाइडलाइन कर सकते हैं कि यस, एक जातक की जीवन में सीए बनने के चांसेस है। यानी सीए का करियर अगर चूज कर रहे हैं तो आप जरूर इसके लिए आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। कोई दुविधा नहीं है मन में, 101% उसको सक्सेस मिल सकता है, क्योंकि गुरु भी पूरे अपनी दृष्टियों से, शुभ दृष्टियों से धन त्रिकोण को देख रहे हैं। यानी बहुत अच्छा योग है धन प्राप्ति के लिए भी। और गुरु फाइनेंस रिलेटेड काम में करता है, फाइनेंस से संबंध गुरु का आता है। इसीलिए जब भी गुरु का संबंध दशम स्थान से आ जाता है, तो आज जाता या तो बैंकिंग सेक्टर्स में रहते या तो फाइनेंस सेक्टर में जरूर काम करते, क्योंकि गुरु ही फाइनेंस का कारक होता है। यानी कुंडली में आपने जरूर देखा दोस्तों कि नवम स्थान का मालिक, हायर एजुकेशन का मालिक और कर्मस्थान का मालिक शनि है, वो भी जाके गुरु की राशि में बैठे हैं। और धन स्थान का मालिक बुध और पंचम स्थान का मालिक बुध, वो भी गुरु की राशि में जाके बैठ गए। और बुध अपने ही नक्षत्र में तो बलवान हो गया, और वापिस बुध अपने ही दृष्टि से कन्या राशि को, पंचम स्थान को देख रहे हैं, यानी सर वापिस से बलवान हो गया उधर भी राशि। और धन स्थान का मालिक बुध, ये लाभ स्थान में गुरु की राशि में जाके बैठ गए, यानी ये सक्सेसफुल आगे अपना प्रोफेशन में काम कर सकते हैं। और अभी जातक को अभी 2021 से रिसेंटली शनि की महादशा 19 ईयर्स के लिए शुरू हो गई है, और शनि दशम स्थान का मालिक होकर लाभ स्थान में जाके बैठ गए। इसका मतलब कर्म स्थान एक्टिव हो गए उसका, और लाभ स्थान में जाके बैठ गए शनि। जैसे ही सीए पास आउट किया रिसेंट, अभी उसको जॉब भी लग गया है। यानी ये है कुंडली की मजा। यानी कुंडली आपको जरूर डायरेक्शन दे सकती है। तो आफ्टर 10th एंड 12th क्या करना है, कौन सा करियर चूज करना है, उसके लिए आप जरूर अपने हॉरोस्कोप की गाइडलाइन ले सकते हैं। अच्छे जो भी कोई एस्ट्रोलॉजी में काम करने वाले जो भी एक्सपर्ट्स लोग रहते हैं, उनसे आप जरूर एक सलाह ले सकते हैं, राइट। सो थैंक यू अक्षय जी।
थैंक यू सो मच सर, बहुत ही जबरदस्त आपने एनालिसिस किया इसका। लास्ट ईयर हमने स्टूडेंट को गाइड किया था, और आई थिंक ही इज डूइंग वेरी गुड नाउ एज अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट। सो ऐसे ही एपिसोड्स हम लेके आ सकते हैं, और हम लोग लेके आने वाले हैं। और स्पेशली थैंक यू to our eminent speakers for today's session. Kedar sir, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Akshay, for inviting me. It was a pleasure being associated.
Thank you so much, Kedar sir. Thank you, participants. Any questions if you are having, we can.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Vansh.
Yeah, can you provide me with the number of the astrologer?
Yes, sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Vansh, can you type your number in the chat box?
Yeah, sure. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, you can say now. Hello?
Not yet.
You can say now.
Can you just type your number in the chat box? We will contact you.
I need to type my number.
Yes.
Okay,
Just go to the chat box and type your number.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yes, Vansh received it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when will
any more questions, Vansh? Any questions?
Yeah, and
related to
and I wanted to मतलब बताना था आपको कि IIMs की opportunities के related एक webinar बनाई है.
IIM related. Okay, great.
Yeah, IIM related.
Okay. ठीक है, done. So you need to know about the successful career as a management student in IIM.
Yeah, in IIM. Yeah.
Sure, definitely. We have I have good people there working as a.
So if it's possible, you can organize a webinar?
Sure, definitely.
In the future?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
We have this kind of webinars on every Saturday, so we'll definitely invite you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Vansh. Thank you so much, audience. Thank you, Kedar sir.
And sir, when will I get the number?
Just in the next 10-15 minutes, I'll call you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, and we meet for the next episode. So next episode, we'll be definitely getting in touch with you. Thank you, Mandar sir.
Thank you, Akshay ji.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.